Hello, this is James Lutz with Rise Star Church, evening the world out. What we're going to talk about today is freedom sandwich. I also almost thought about calling it the door. Okay, so now we're really going to talk about the legality of the freedom wealth relations, at least the aspect of the sin unconditional love offering around the main priest within a half an hour, 500 feet. So, um, of course, you should really have with the other ones. Of course, I'll probably be repeating myself with other segments, but really the self-evaluation that's made, the test on unconditional love and the equality of things and everything. But really, the aspect is we're coming out of a world that weaponized and dividing it and haremized to create that division and people that would suffer for the revenue of others. And really, it needed to be put down to the 12-year-old mark. Uh, it's kind of like the actual foundation of the veil that I talk about in the natural aspect of a woman's body, letting us know, really, anyway, how God does it, even the veils. The It's like we never really had a veil at all. It was hidden all the time. It was hidden uh, until someone died uh, of old age. It was really in the coupling format of things to get people to working in the economic basis and the problems with maybe a upper class on their fear of population control. So this um, we had one, but then we had a fake one, and the fake one was even too high. It was the 18 mark. You're an adult at this time, but at the same time, we were never playing hookup at all. That's of course why Rise Star Church was Reading Field, and which is really just about relationships, correlating with wills and everything and such. But the thing that I have to do is give the confidence to third parties and people that would come and really understand what the door is all about, what the freedom sandwich is, and really it's regarding of course, the obvious things that are at Rise Star Church around the main priest, which are public love and the full extreme of not just the emotional aspects of love, but the physical form of love, sex, love, making love, fucking, whatever you want to call it. It's the aspect of that. So the I'm getting into the legalities of things and really helping with the instilling of that veil, that foundation, the challenge, other continuing tasks that they need to do, and that's why they're written the blind format. It's generally, when I wrote, should really be more in the kid area, which is why I applied it that way, but it is catch up. And we were coming out of a time that it was, they figured it was just easier to control, too hard to teach. People to instill their own ways that we need to all get along and such. So, of course, there needed to be a freedom well to where it would heal the problems and not create and not uh, uh, diminish the problems outside the even though the well is really including all the pages of the green field, uh, money or the no money aspect of it, but the pinpoint, the base foundation, the loving, no restrict, no law against love, such thing. So the aspect is, well, you got to really know the legality of it, and that's what I'm here for. So, as we know, and as really talked about, there is no such thing, and really the old Masonic things of things is the projection and crime scare those into the church or the moral conditioning places, and to attract the other ones that they're gonna like make an offering for, to put them in a cell to extort the scared ones money. Um, Aspect of things was the that lost track a second. The Of course, we know, according to law, according to case laws, as we go through, as I try to give people faith in the law, it's not the law, it's the system that happens before the actual court processes of law. The beforehand marketing aspect to make it more of a business, which I expressed in the writ. So, any which way, there's not supposed to be no such thing as, according to law, entrapment. Entrapment is illegal. Well, I'm making it pretty presentable, and it really doesn't take long when there's the fantasies fulfilled, and there's it got the teaching past the weaponized format when you're above 12 and you're still a foe looking for problems in society instead of helping with work. So it really makes it obvious when I come to a place, and it's really not good for a place to hide the fact of the image and really help them at least understand at least where the congregation comes from. In a 12-year-old aspect, kind of a pushing to a foundation aspect, and or whoever comes in for particular tests. So the um, and I don't really want to, I'm really like stopping going to churches really in a way, because I realize my church is, well, kind of like cheap format at the moment. I can't accept that. But, and it's really set up in a harem format, one-way chase deal, and, I'm not chasing. But it's the well, and me and the well are one and the same. And the the chase is extra chasing around here. Um, I'm first in order. So after that little minute, and I understand that they were lied and manipulated in some format, or they're in a blind format, and it just doesn't meet the standards of unconditional love to counterbalance the legality of things. We may need to set examples for those outside of the well. So when the queen doesn't come, first order leaves, and it used to be only third order to as the bins, but now it's second. I'm giving Aaron. I fired Aaron. There's another Aaron. Third party. And so that's the education as for the things that I'm going to get into in a minute. But the freedom sandwiched. So it's that entrapment type aspect. In that aspect, I don't want, oh yeah, I almost forgot the little aspect I said about the churches. I got to have like pre-organized, because, I don't want to come into a church and like, oh yeah, come on in and enjoy with service, and I'm always there for God. But to me, our offerings are such, so I've got no problem with that either. So I don't even know usually if I go blindly into a place. Okay, is it going to be this offering, or is it going to be? Am I just here for the regular stuff, and your congregation wants to have it kind of off the out of the veil per se, the congregational tent of meeting or something. But I have third party with the legality of things and not direct communication other than this. I wouldn't want to send a wave of people coming in to grab wives when people were unsuspecting wearing green, and such are the other. But in that same aspect, the cities, that's what I'm talking about with the they're going to figure it out really quick when there's a couple offerings, some education going on, and you really need to understand the faux aspect before you look like one. And it's just not fair to people. That'll let them know I get some particulars when I was coming anyway. So any which way, it's really setting up in the aspect of things where they're going to have to tell, or the people of the town are going to kick the officials out of there. So this is definitely heads up, of course. But we're getting off. We're getting into the transparent part of society and the Salvation Works organizations getting together, doing the set bids and the sociology, management, gambling, and everybody joining in the education of people and how they can better get along and find the things that are most important, which are the loving relationships. So in this aspect, we have to have transparency. There's more money in the coupling economy that way. So the whole suffering aspect of the business that we're kind of taking away from is all taken care of because the coupling economy makes more anyway. But I don't want to go off on too many tangents, but it's definitely going to correlate in the fact that entrapment is impossible around a Christ-Star church, especially as the aspect of if the town knows. And it's getting to that point where you better have told them. At least, even if it's a blind, at least the organization would be. That wouldn't be correlating with the other organizations in the community now, would it? Maybe get them involved in the governing of their community. So any which way, the one half of the freedom sandwich is the entrapment aspect. I even said some things to help them with confidence. You can have a rent. It doesn't matter now. You can just hook up my link to the website. I have questions about that. Hopefully you can get to the links or my 9 pages of Facebook, Google Plus, if you're even hearing this. Because that would mean we wouldn't have freedom of speech or freedom of assembly. Besides the not having the free enterprise queen, which will always be a question till she is that we even have free enterprise at all. So, any which way, if a town knows, they're trying this one, and I don't know, but somehow the Holy Spirit, I did it. Any which way, I kind of organized it all in. Any which way, it's about only foes that are 12 and under. And sometimes not even that. We got uneven society when we're a little younger. Well, I guess I'm really talking about the veiling there, but it's almost one the same. But the when there's a right side boundary, not lying sheep on that, yeah, definitely will be the same. But so when a town knows it, I try to give them confidence with you. Hooked up with Rice Structures Constitutional, which is the law on the not under the law, at least around Rice Structures. But we have to do it for a chastity cases, especially when it's considering ones that go from chastity to unchastity, or that generally would be definitely chaste, but they're definitely not. If you get my picture. But any which way, entrapment is legal. You know there's traps being set up, so legality basis. I do a trap. I set off the trap because that's predator in itself. That's why it's illegal. I kind of put it over in the red. It's kind of like I'm having a cell on the outside. Cases of crime. I'm imprisoning to imprison. Doesn't really work. That's why it's not allowed by law. So anyway, the town has. Oh, you can even help with that. Make sure the town knows accountability. Don't want the dictator to get kicked out too hard, right? Love neighbor as yourself. Deal. Tough love, because he'll take it. He's trying to dictate it. Still. So you can set off a trap all you want. It's legal. Predatory. Didn't count it. Words. And by the deal. Okay, the other side of the sandwich is really clear. And I've gone over it somewhat, I think, before. But there's this thing, it's called knowingly, willingly. There's actually another aspect, one word, and there's a couple other things formatted there, but knowingly, willingly is the most important. And the shadows, of course, is, playing the kids under 12, the old criminal justice system, law system of things, is just playing somebody out of their freedom and them agreeing and signing to it, really, when it comes down to it. So, getting everybody above that 12-year-old mark. So, where was I? The other end of the sandwich there. Knowingly, willingly. Yes, that little shadow thing that they like to put out there to help with the game along the way. There's, you better know the law. It's a funny thing. They're kind of funneled. They're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, as it is anyway when they do that kind of game, because it's bullshit anyway. It's like controlling, like it's put in the red. It's the people in charge of our country for a time were they wanted to understand the laws really well, but they didn't want you to understand the laws, because then they could determine how you fall underneath the law. If they understand it and you don't, and they could kind of play with that. So, but it's kind of a rock and a hard place. Really is. Well, don't want them to know too much, so I can play with it and store it and bake out stuff or worse. We're getting out of, except for 12 and under. But at the same token, that's why they put that lie out there. No, if you don't know the law, it's not knowingly and willingly. I really thought, was that? They go through a little game and the song and dance of this stuff like, oh, is the prosecutor, it's horrible, and is he going to fall for it because maybe it's true, or is it going to be like a person standing up by their faith and like by the right because it was really that way. Oh, well, we can take that a step even further to help you understand the aspect of how mental illness works, why they can't even be prosecuted. Of course, they're always usually on some kind of, if it's an issue, they're on some kind of connected to somebody like a parent or controlling their funds, or they're connected in some way of control. But any which way, if they can't even comprehend what is right or wrong, they can't be tried in a trial. What am I going No, knowingly, willingly, very much counts. And now let's go to the freedom sandwich, that other half. Well, everything I keep talking of is true. Period. Yeah, that whole thing, that is exactly how it is. But any which way, people that can control you a certain way, or that might set you free in a certain way, where they might project a little opposite there. And that's where it comes in the play of that, well, I guess either way, if I'm just wrong, I'm an idiot. I didn't know. Oh, shit. I guess I didn't be guilty either. But you believe me. Oops, you can't be guilty either. Freedom sandwich. They, no, it's allowed. Yeah, they can say you're allowed or not. They don't have a say. I do. Actually, God does. Thank you, Lord. Freedom is love. Love is not held by the law. The law is at war with righteousness. Any which way. So, can't really entrap. Oh, you got proof for a trap. There's no way. One side. Another side. Somebody telling you that the truth is fake, and me telling you the truth is true, and you believe it. And if even if you're wrong, like you can't knowingly, willingly, stuck. Too bad. Education process goes. Ones that want fantasy get it. You want to step up the well, that's why I got to wait for the queen. That's why I can't chase. I can make the best chase on the planet that there ever has been done. Because you're in a freedom sandwich. Come on down. So any which way, what we have. And the rest, and I'll probably get into more stuff like this. But anyway, I wanted to make it clear, kind of like the steps of the chastity, which are the most important part. And really, and I want to make it clear with the division, those that are chaste and those that are not. We are separating. How can we separate them? But put them in the spot where they're not there. Whole point. No schism over that. We even got a little tougher on different things. Repercussions. You can determine times around the web. Will work for you. In all equality, well, I already talked about Tweedledum, Tweedledee. There's no problem with that. You can get two kids together, no problem. But there's other relationships. What's as well as dipping, like I said. Separate together, well, there needs to be open relationship because then there's no cheating. Then it's just finding out what you don't like so you can find what you're actually looking for, which is more reality, which is real. So, this aspect, obviously, you're going to have, they can pick who they want, their police. And they're going to pick older ones sometimes. Guess what? They won't get stupid that way. especially the place that's made for unconditional love and only truth. And we're going to guarantee because, sure, I'll sacrifice, I'll suffer for their problem. Sure, I'll just wait till the queen comes to be. Third party, you got to take it over till then. Because I'm not going to take anything of it. Because I'm going to guarantee public, truth, love. Neglecting the one that offers it will never be love. Blind format and evening process, they're a little bit more and more righteous. But I'm sure the queen will come soon. Any which way. Freedom sandwich. And I wanted to stay really at the format, but like I said, we were stuck in a 12-year-old mentality. Keep everybody dumb, controllable. We don't even know how to teach it, I guess. No, I think you're all smart enough. Just listen to it again, I guess. But we're playing catch up, 12-year-old mentality. We're really getting just the division of in the veil, out of the veil, and how to teach in the veil, to associate and talk with the out of veil. And transparency of that, not lie to those in the veil and such. Um, and the so any which way, I'm always going to frame it in the form of a child. Kids, got to be like one of these. And so, in the aspect, it really does apply to 6-year-old scaredy cat, 60-year-old pull out a gun and shoot you, whatever. Should have figured that out at about 12, but we didn't have it then. But now it's catch up. But here, this applies now. So it's really the same thing. Run over thing. You know, I'm really loving the little girlies are so free and loving with the fantasy of king and queen of whatever they want there at the time, because it really makes a natural checkup from the neck up with the older ladies and their problem. Would you lose? Yeah, you're supposed to be jealous. There was a society, so you can be cougar there too. But any which way, kind of lost something. So we're going to create that form of jealousy anyway. But in the format of the child and the chase, what we have is, like I said, they come in green. When they come in green, it's working at the faux fourness. It's working out the feeling. It's getting secure with governing people around them, and those talks to do that sort of thing, instill foundations of their will, and gradually learning all the wills of others and how it correlates. And that is the needed physical offering in the process. So easily when they're in green and they want that extra, like, it's getting close maybe to the veil, but definitely check on that fear thing. Or really test how great the spy part is. You check the rhythm and understand the difference between spy and super spy. Not, I guess you could just learn this way, but you'll still be behind. When I talk about it later. But The So they're going to be leaving about the same time. They're going to be skedaddling out of there, and it's going to be like uh, it's a chase, but they get in the car and get the 500 feet out of there. They're still in that stuff. You know, you wouldn't want to, especially if they want to learn. If the one that brings them is afraid of them learning too much, really, it's their problem because they're not confident in how they're instilling the foundation or what they're really doing from the child, especially if it's in a still weaponized era format. But any which way, they're going out. The particular what we're doing anyway is funneling down because the games, one of the heartstrings, were those aspects, and it's kind of like Paul talked about uh, I didn't know the sin until the law killed me type of thing. I didn't know the problem until I expressed it, and then I started seeing it everywhere. Then he started seeing it within himself. And that's really what we're doing with the child according to the aspects of, what's the word? Not maturity, it's the innocence and the dangers of the world. The innocence aspect of the dangers of the world that can happen. So we're funneling them to only be in confided relationship with the one that's instilling the foundation of the chassis for the decisions made of us. And in that aspect, with that fear building, uh, all I do is show up, like I've expressed in other things, show up how you should talk to a child, I should express to a child, you should be interested in getting to know a person, things of that nature. And the and of course in the image aspect, in the spy aspect, I am I am showing my interest in however they're showing the interest, even in the inverted sense of the dealing with the sexuality thing. It's just talking psychological. It's like their uh, their fear, their hate, but at the same time they just love it. It's like a roller coaster, type of thing. It's like, well, especially since we're weaponizing their love before 12 for the fact of dealing with it and getting out of that boat for this eventually such. But that's why it's very important when uh, after I'm showing the love, afterwards the, the parent has this conversation about, well, you see, they're trying to like get build some confidence, that relationship with you. It looks loving, but everybody wants to snatch you away. That's the image trail, the little thing. The only really righteous talking behind somebody's back thing was 1200. Oh, yeah, the veil. So they're uh, talking about um, trying to gain your trust and things of that nature. Because then automatically, uh, because I'm just doing the level format, and it is used by heartstrings to get the physical form of in our society. That's the aspect of things. So it just really funnels it down, and really, when and they're gonna, and really that veil time is because what we're doing is we're basically giving them all the evil aspect of things, how we were extorted by in the past, with, even on the news. The evil aspect of things, but at the same time, um, uh, showing all the loving things, and how someone would use that to get to the evil things. And eventually, at that right start time, they are going to go, wait a second, I trade you in all those loving things. and you train on why not now and like way and stuff. And then that's, after that process of seeing it, how it can be used and seeing it everywhere, seeing it in themselves. And then it's like, okay, well, I know how to protect myself now, but, I got a lot of people. And I could help through a process if they did have a problem. And that's really, divisional love until they understand that sexual form of love is love. And so it's very important to, when I'm showing just the things that later on in the rise star time they're going to be going. That's it's an deal here, and they inquire and find out and bring this and that. Uh, but it's not that time. So they're on the way out. They're trying to instill that foundation, get that stuff, those after conversations, and it's very important because I don't have to chase. And anyway, it's really extra motivating because it's allowed here. Yeah, the actual reform, and it's going to be step thing anyway. So we need like more approaches at the cards. It should be like this. Oh, you see how they pull the strings, blah, 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 or how he pulls the strings, and they want to build, get your trust, and blah, blah, blah. And you're doing that training. It'd be even better, like with that one. Yeah, see that coming hurts. Get on the way out of the car, came right up. See, I was like, hey, everything stuff. And it's really based on the perception of the things, and then that's just being worked out. And it's really like, but you always work out that performance. So that's really the first step in things. And at the same aspect, there is uh, the the actual explanation, the explanation of your love was divided and weaponized to a certain extent, so you the physical form, so you could be chaste, so we can get that process down, so you can understand that it is that. So you could, according to the problems, you could help with the problems and such. And so the the so we have that aspect where they do uh, the running up uh, on the way out for the chastity of the child, the working out the fear, and then we have the education on the, the faux aspect of things, on helping them understand and agree according to that foundation to where it is true, by the way, and the chase, and of course, much more chase there at the well of relation. So, take a little bit as you go with that. Do the freedom sandwich and work the steps at a time. Realize the most important things, even though the motivation things that you're going to be doing. And so, and we'll talk more about those steps. God bless. Rise Star Church.